We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning. Hey everyone, it's me, Sam. Mitch and I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are eating a whole lot of food. I know we will. And watching movies. I don't know. What's your Thanksgiving movie pick? Let us know in the comments. But anyways, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for, taking a listen. And take care. Hey, good morning, man.
You know what the best part of my day is?
What's that, man?
The best part of my day is when I pull up to your house. The few seconds between when I knock on your door and before you answer, when I think, maybe he's gone. Maybe he's not there anymore. No note, no nothing. Just gone. Boom. Like that.
You're wanting me to guess the movie?
You know it, right?
Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, boy. Hey, man, I feel like, coming off the lists, it's back to it.
Yeah,
What we've been
look.
watching.
Yeah, man, I have to say, we do have a lot of movies that we need to talk about because obviously our main focus has been our top 25. But I've actually really, really enjoyed this, man. It's been amazing.
I had a lot
Uh,
of fun. I felt like I had two top 25 lists, as I was doing it. I was like, I felt like your list was also kind of mine.
yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I Not only did I enjoy talking about the movies that I had on it, but I enjoyed, chiming in with yours and just hearing your personal thoughts on why a certain movie was on the list. But yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. I honestly hope that we can make more videos like that, whether it be, ranking videos or, for example, like ranking our favorite Wes Anderson movies or just something like that. But
I
it
know we're
was.
gonna be doing some lists, man. If you're on the podcast with Sam, you're gonna be doing some lists. So
I mean, I like lists because they're very focused, right? They give you an objective, and it's just like, okay,
that's
you have
true.
to pick 10, and there's that.
That's
But
true. And it was cathartic, weirdly, doing the top 25 because I didn't realize, how much of who I was as a person was in those lists. But it's kind of eye-opening like that.
yeah, it does say a lot. I always tell people one of the first questions I ask a person whenever I meet them, and I've always done this since I was a kid actually, is that I always ask people, "What's your favorite movie?" Because that always tells me everything I need to know about a person. I mean, obviously not everything, but what I need to know, like, oh, okay, all right, they're this type of person, and uh,
Yeah, and
I've always been fascinated by people's answers.
I'm similar. I always ask them, "Hey, what's your social security number?" Because I feel like that opens like this whole world of things that I could find out about them.
Yeah, dude, and it's kind of like they trust you, like they trust you. It's this bonding.
Yeah.
Obviously, it should go both ways, but I'm not one to give out my information, but I'm okay
Hey,
with them
I tell you
giving me
what, right
theirs.
now, let's audience, if you don't mind, go ahead and drop your social in the comments. We'll take a look at that and yeah, hit like and drop your social security number in the comments.
There you go. Thank you, Mitch.
I'm kidding. Don't ding us, YouTube. I'm not trying to steal anybody's information.
So man, it's been a minute. So you actually had told me in a way we are discussing another list because I had we had a little conversation off air in that I've watched so many movies that like I was for sure gonna forget about some, but you told me just write them down, that way you don't forget them. That way, whenever we do discuss them, yeah. So what have you watched? What have you watched since we started the list?
Well, I've watched some 2025 movies, so I guess I'll just select one. And I know you've seen this. and I guess I'll just do them in the order that I saw them.
Okay.
Well, we ended up putting on and watching Eddington.
Eddington, yes. Okay, go for it.
Well, Ari Aster, this is only my second movie of his. You know, I didn't watch his big two first movies that kind of got everybody's attention. I watched the Beau is Afraid last year, and then I watched this one, which is his second with Joaquin Phoenix. And I thought it was pretty interesting. What I found, I think, most interesting was just going back in time to 2020
Yeah.
and remembering some of what that landscape was like. I actually thought he did an okay job capturing some of what that time was like. There's a lot of internet doublespeak,
Yeah.
talking out of both sides of your mouth, and there was a lot of everything kind of felt like a landmine, and it just simple things became very politicized, and you know the between the COVID and the things that were going on with the racial landscape and the sort of allergy to law enforcement. A very, very complicated time, and I just kind of having someone with his skill rebuild that world for you was interesting. And then as the movie went, you know, I did feel like he was sort of uh, bobbling the plot, you know,
Yeah.
losing it, but also to a degree, you know, there's a meta layer to that because wasn't that exactly what that time was like as everything was slippery, reality was
Yeah.
slippery, public narrative was slippery, and just trying to figure out whose side you were on and was it the right side, and just trying to be a decent person. Of course, this main character we follow, proved himself to be someone with hideously selfish motives to the point of going to the worst extremes you could go to, and
Yeah.
in terms of trying to protect himself or or advance himself. So it was a dark movie. I thought a lot about in Beau's Afraid. I felt like even though things were going off the rails, I felt like you know I was seeing visions of things that I could map meaning onto in some weird subjective way. And I got a little bit of that here. I still haven't quite cracked the code if it's even crackable, but I'm pretty curious what you thought about it.
I watched this in theaters back when it came out, and
Oh wow.
I liked it quite a bit. I think you're missing out with, and I can understand why maybe you don't want to watch his first two films. They are horror
I
films,
just
but
didn't happen to. I was
okay.
actually I wasn't as interested in Midsummer as I was. Hereditary was his, right?
Yeah, Hereditary.
I was more interested in that one, but I know you also had some complex feelings about that one.
So Hereditary is my favorite horror movie of the 21st century.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that movie is genius marketing. I think it's a movie about family and loss and grief, and it's just, yeah. So, and then Midsummer too. I also think that you should definitely watch that, man, because I think it does have uh a lot of biblical themes, right? There's a lot going on
Okay.
there. Obviously, you kind of
Eh,
know, it deals with like cults and stuff like that, right? And like it's like a good, not a good comparison, but you can compare them with like maybe uh how some people abuse the church in many ways,
Sure.
so I thought Bo is Afraid was okay. It was decent. And with this one, I actually enjoyed it more than Bo is Afraid. Um, and I agree with you. As it went on, it kind of it was more like a fever dream, right?
Hmm.
And but it was pretty accurate to how the political landscape was during that time. People were just, it was just all over the place. And I do think he captured how it felt during COVID, you know. I think Joaquin Phoenix was really good.
I do
I
too.
I don't know, oh, man, and forgive me, I don't know Emma Stone's mom's name in the movie, but I thought she was excellent.
Dude, I kept thinking she was that gal from like Grease and stuff. What's her name? Stockard Channing, but I guess it wasn't.
No, no, it's not her. Ah, man, I think
She
she's
was
in
good.
a yeah, she's in Licorice Pizza actually. I think
Oh, really? Well,
yeah,
that whole last act was pretty phenomenal. It felt like, the end of Rambo almost. I mean, just the chase and the destruction and the chaos. I felt it was really well orchestrated.
yeah, I thought so too. And I mean, if anything, it was probably building up to that. But I do think that it was a pretty strong finale. And I love the scene towards the end whenever obviously he's handicapped, right? I mean, this movie has been out, so I'm just gonna spoil it. He's handicapped, but the scene whenever the nurse hits him and then
Oh
he
yeah,
he immediately apologizes.
yeah.
There was something about that was just it was funny, but it was also sad.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. I should say
one
so.
one sec.
Um,
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Here we go. Okay.
Yes, for Vanessa in the trunk. Thank you.
Oh, he got something for his wife today, so that's sweet. I'm not gonna fault him for that.
Uh,
Respect for getting a little some, getting a little breakfast, a little brunch for his bride.
no, no, I'm picking up groceries.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's different. That's refreshing.
Well, I mean, normally I pick up groceries on a Sunday, but we're both off this week. Well, I work from home on Wednesday,
Nice.
but yeah, I'm picking up groceries on a Monday today. But yeah, I did quite like that. So, what would be your rating on that one?
I'm really still hashing it out. I mean, if I have to give something now, I'm gonna go ahead and just handle it with a 3.5. But
Okay.
I'm really, I mean, it could go backwards or forwards. I've been thinking about the movie a lot and
Yeah.
just trying to find a way to write my way into my feelings about it, but I haven't got there yet.
Well, yeah, that would probably be my rating for it too. 3.5 out of 5. I did quite enjoy it a lot. I've been debating on whether I should rewatch it again since it's on HBO Max now with Vanessa. She likes all the actors in that. I just don't know, she likes dark comedies like that. So maybe she'll. Thank you, sir. Maybe she'll be into it. But yeah, 3.5 for me. So. Yeah, I have a lot of movies. But to match you discuss a 2025 film. I'll also talk about a one, maybe two, to keep things going. Um, I watched, and you're gonna laugh, but I watched Wicked for Good. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, so I watched Wicked for Good. It was me and my cousin, Mariah. We went to go watch it, and so here's the thing about the first one. I think one of our commenters had stated that we weren't too fond of the first Wicked. Actually, I think we both gave it 4 out of 5, if
I
I'm not
did give it a
mistaken.
good rating. I think I would give it a lesser rating now. It hasn't aged as well, but I did like it. I still maintain it.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be going into it. I thought everything was just beautifully made, right, from the costume to the production design. And the musical numbers were, yeah, they reminded me of old school Hollywood, right? And one of the complaints I had with that movie was that it was just so long, right? I don't think it needed to be that long, but watching this one, I have to say, it runs at 2 hours and 8 minutes. I still think that's a little too long. um, the first hour of that movie, it drags. Just have to be honest. If you expected me to speak, you know, real high on this movie, um, unfortunately, you're going to be disappointed because the first hour drags. Now, the second half does get better. I do think this movie is a lot darker in tone, and I did like that aspect of it. But man, the musical numbers, I don't know what happened there. They were just terrible. just
Ouch.
yeah, it was just almost as if uh they allowed just like a first time director to direct the musical numbers. They were not as elegant as the first half. I don't know what it was. Also, it didn't help that the music itself was not good. Now there were a couple of numbers that I did quite enjoy, but aside from that, man, I mean when you go into a movie that is a musical, I mean you got to have at least solid music. Okay? It's like when you go into a comedy, you got to at least have a solid amount of laughs in it, but my God, like I don't know what happened here. And look, I think it's BS all this talk about Oscar consideration, right, for Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. There are so many movies out there that are far better, that have far better performances than these. I think this is just and this is what the Oscars really has come to in a way over the years, is that it's more of a popularity contest, Mitch. And I don't think this movie deserves any kind of acting nominations. Um, I think it's going to get nominated a few times for, for production design, costume design, maybe sound. But yeah, I'm really surprised that people are ranking Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo as high as they are. You know?
Well, I don't think it's going to get the same kind of Oscar traction that it got last year in the end. I'm not surprised at anything you're saying that sort of matches my expectations for the movie. I might not even see it, to be honest. The only thing I could think of that will push me to see it is maybe Lori wanting to see it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I'm just not excited about it.
yeah. I'll tell you this. I mean, it. I did have fun going with. I like the experience in itself going with my cousin, and us being in a theater full of people who were just loving this movie.
There you go.
But
Can't beat
I,
that.
yeah, you can't be that, and that um you know in a positive negative world, I would say I would barely give it a positive, right?
Hmm.
Maybe it's like a 2.5, 3.
Hmm.
um and like I said, in the second half it does get a little better. Let me connect to my headset. It does get a little bit better, Mitch, and but I don't know, man. I don't know what happened there, because you look at the first half. The first half was just like, it's almost as if they they put everything they had into the first movie, and it's just was like, okay, let's just rush to get this one made, you know?
Well, and also, alluding to what I said earlier about,
Yeah,
my rating probably would have decreased at this point. The hype was phenomenal last time.
yeah,
That there was gonna be a movie version. I think there's a lot of excitement about the two people that were cast and their
yeah,
talent and just what it could be. And I think that helped it. And
yeah,
so a lot of that's gone now. And so the goodwill has diminished, and
yeah,
it's like, there's over 4 hours of Wicked. I don't know.
yeah.
By now.
And it brings me to an issue I have in that, I hate these, cash grab, films. Like obviously splitting into two was genius. I mean, it made 150
For money,
million.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first one made like 116. The second
And
one made 150 million opening weekend. So obviously, on a money point of view, like it was great. But I mean, this movie could have easily been told in 3 hours. You know?
yeah, it's like The Hobbit. You could have had probably a masterpiece on what was my favorite book of those four of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and Hobbit. Hobbit was my favorite book. And
Yeah,
then you've got three movies that are totally forgettable.
yeah, man. Like, here's the thing with that is that there's so much greatness there, right? Like, there's
Hmm.
so many in all three's 3 hour runtime, right? There's so much greatness that you could just pick and choose what you want, and you would have a movie on the scale of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you know. And that's just what happens whenever corporate, you have like artists, right? And then you have, because if I'm not mistaken, I think the movie was only the Hobbit was going to be split into two. Um,
Well, this is always going to be a battle in Hollywood between money and what's most true, good, and beautiful, and that scales up and down and into every area of life. So,
yeah, so I guess let me see.
you
Yeah,
want to sneak one more movie in there?
yeah. Do you have another one that you whether it be a smaller film or it doesn't have to be 2025? 'Cause I have a whole list. I have older films that I rewatched, and then I have
Well, let me throw
newer
this
films.
in real quick, and then I'll let you sneak one more in. I did end up finishing the original Predator.
Okay, nice.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was enjoyable to watch. Pretty slow, funny enough for an action movie, but not slow in a bad way. Slow in a hunting way. You know, it's a movie about hunting and being hunted,
Yeah,
and it was cool to just see what they were doing in the 80s. I haven't actually seen a lot of 80s movies. 80s kind of famous for their action films, and just them blowing up stuff and blasting off all these crazy Gatling guns and I like the way that they did the POV of the Predator. I like the way they did its camouflage.
yeah.
Uh, I like a lot about the movie. I did enjoy it. I did not bust right into Predator 2. I detoured elsewhere. Doesn't mean I'm not going to go back to it because I've
Yeah.
been hearing some good things about Predator 2, and it's one of those franchises that I'll probably eventually finish.
Okay. Do you wanna mention maybe another movie that you happen to rewatch? Because I'm gonna briefly discuss two before, you know.
Go ahead. No, that's all good.
So first I one of the ones that I watched or rewatched, and I hadn't seen it since 2011, was, have you seen Hannah? Um with Saoirse Ronan?
Which one?
Hannah?
Oh yeah. No, I never saw that movie, but I remember the ads. Kate Blanchett in that too, huh?
Yeah. So, Saoirse Ronan, whenever she's starting out, like one of her earlier works, but man, it's directed by Joe Wright, who did Atonement, who did Pride and Prejudice, and man, I'm so upset that he hasn't been able to direct another action thriller movie, because this movie is one of the best directed, best scored, best cinematography in a action movie that I've seen in, like, since then. Like, this movie is just, it kicks ass. I'm sorry for cursing, but it just kicks butt. All right, it's just it's a cool little action film, and I'm so glad that Roger Ebert was able to give it a 3.5 out of 4 star rating, because this movie is just such a cool movie. Eric Bana has a pretty big role in it. He's
Oh right.
solid. Yeah, he's solid in it. And Kate Blanchett, of course, she seems to be having a lot of fun with this. So,
Well, I like Joe Wright, and I think he does a version of Anna Karenina. So I definitely think those costume dramas are where a lot of his interests lie. I think he had that bomb with Amy Adams, the woman in the window. Was that him? So that was kind of a suspense a little bit.
well,
And,
well, I would highly encourage you to watch this one, because it's not long. It's not a long movie, but it's just such a cool action movie, right?
I would put
It's
that movie on. I would put that
Yeah,
one on.
yeah, yeah. I think it's on Amazon. I think it would be one that, like, if you're trying to take a break with the Predator series, I think it might be a good one to put on while you're, doing your run. But
Well, I want to just plug one more movie of his,
go for
and
it, go
it's
for it.
Cyrano, with Peter Dinklage.
Okay, I haven't
That
seen that.
movie I love so much. It wasn't really well received. They take the Cyrano de Bergerac story, and whereas in the original tale he has like just this horribly obtrusive nose, and that makes him a turn off to women. I guess here they just substitute that for shortness,
Yeah,
basically. But that's an adaptation that gets done again and again where a a guy's in love with a girl and another guy's in love with that same girl and the one guy is handsome but he doesn't have any skill with the pen and so you get the one guy will like write the love letters for him. It's been that cat's been skinned a lot of ways. This was a musical version of it, and if the music was done by The National, which is probably my number two favorite band ever.
Uh,
So
yeah.
I love that one.
Dude, I've completely forgot about that movie. I remember sitting in a movie theater and watching the trailers for that, and then like I was like, "Oh, that does actually look pretty good." And then it came and it was in theaters for a week near here, and then it just left.
Yep. It was not
Uh,
well received, but I think it's really, really worth watching. And me and Lori both loved it.
yeah, so I have not been able to catch that since. Maybe one day I'll be able to watch it, but yeah, the last movie that, well, you know what? We're already at 25 minutes, Mitch.
Hit
So
it, man. Come on, give me 5 more minutes.
so the last movie I'm gonna discuss, I rewatched it a few days back. It is one of my favorite crime thrillers that I've seen in the past a decade or so. And it was one of my favorite movies of the year it came out in 2014. That movie is The Drop, starring Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini. Man, I loved it back then, but rewatching it now, it stands out so much compared to other crime thrillers, right? Of course, you have these twists and surprises and turns, but it's not there to be like, ooh, we have a twist, it
Yeah,
makes sense. It makes sense within the story.
yeah,
This movie really is about characters. It's
yeah,
really about motivations. It's about secrets and lies. This is what this movie is about, and it has a little romance in it, and it also is about a guy just wanting to protect his dog. I mean, God, man, this movie, I absolutely loved it. Every time I watch it, I just have a great appreciation for it. And although Tom Hardy's voice is a little questionable, I actually think this is hands down one of his best, like top five performances that he's ever done. He's just so good. And then of
Sam.
course,
Yeah,
yeah, of course you have James Gandolfini. If I'm not mistaken, this was the last movie that he finished shooting.
and
Yeah, when this wrapped, I think he passed away a month later.
yeah, I remember this movie coming out. I got it at Redbox, and the movies I got at Redbox because it's kind of just like a brief window of time comparatively, are
Yes.
kind of close to my heart. And this was one of those, yeah, going to the Walgreens in Cleveland, Tennessee, late at night, getting like some Pringles and some Arizona tea in a red box, and that was one I got. So I have some fond memories for that movie.
Yes. Oh yeah, I always remember seeing it at the Red Box, and even though I had already seen it many times, I always rented it because it was just one of those movies. I was like, oh man, I love this movie. So yeah, The Drop is great. If you haven't seen The Drop, it's one of the more low key crime thrillers. A lot of people probably missed it. It's based off a Dennis Lehane book, which I've read most of the book. I never finished it, but it's a good book. Yeah, really strong film. Mitch, have to go inside. And help Vanessa with the groceries. But it's always nice talking with you, man.
Likewise, man. Have a good one.